This week on The Splash, 4th of July on the lake, a very special fireworks show, and the West Bloomfield School District takes strides for diversity and inclusion. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything from local news to feature stories, all so that we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash.
Welcome to The Splash. I'm Brooke Allen. Michiganders sure know how to celebrate Independence Day, and our local lakes are a great place to be. Reporter Erica Jones stopped by Pine Lake to see how they got festive on the 4th of July this year.
There's no better way to spend summer holidays than out on a lake in Michigan. And Pine Lake Marina, right here in our community, always hosts 4th of July festivities. Things did look a little different this year, but everyone was back on their boats to celebrate Independence Day.
So the Pine Lake Marina, they always have a big barbecue and a spread of a lot of different types of foods when they coincide with the fireworks. This year, however, because of COVID, they're going to do theirs on Labor Day.
The barbecue might be pushed back, but this holiday weekend is still just as busy as ever. People are hungry to get back out on the water.
It's definitely the most crowded day of the year. Half of our members look like they've either been out or are going out, and it's pretty exciting just because everyone's in a great mood. It was great weather this year, too.
And not only are we celebrating 4th of July this year, getting to reunite with friends and family gives us a new appreciation for our community, which has really shown here on Pine Lake.
My favorite thing about having a boat is bringing people together. I've met so many people hanging out on Pine Lake. It's been amazing. This is my 5th season. So in West Bloomfield, and on this lake specifically, because I've lived on other lakes, there's a nice sense of community. Everybody looks out for each other. Everybody's very friendly. I love it, and it's just a lot of fun.
So a lot of members, like their younger kids, are friends with one another, and they'll all go out to eat with each other.
And on top of just being a friendly community, everyone here at Pine Lake Marina really cares about each other. The staff and the members are always looking out to keep everyone safe on the water.
They're all looking out for one another, so if they see something is happening with someone's boat, they'll let us know, because they all want to help each other. I'd say one of my favorite things is actually like getting in the water to help them. Like they always think that it's such like a big hassle for me to do, but half the time I want to jump in either way, so I enjoy doing it.
And always be safe. Be cognizant of the boats around you, and jet skis too.
Looks like it's time to head on out to the water. You don't need a boat, and it doesn't need to be a holiday. We have plenty of local beaches, and someone surely wants to be your friend. Reporting for The Splash, I'm Erica Jones.
You can find more information at our website, civiccentertv.com/Pine Lake Festivities. Well, summer nights bring lights in the sky, and here in West Bloomfield, our residents love to watch big fireworks shows. Reporter Daniel Zivian stopped by the Cass Lake Fireworks show for the story.
To the delight of many, this past Independence Day brought fireworks spectacles back to the festivities after a year's absence. A change not only welcomed by spectators, but by organizers as well, including Ferris Naimi and Frank Campanale, co-founders of the Cass Lake Fireworks.
This is an annual thing we've been doing. It's our 3rd time we've done it. Myself, Frank, and 2 other neighbors, Carl Rose and Alan Miller. And we got together and formed a corporation, and it's a nonprofit. The first year we made a commitment that whatever it takes as far as money goes, we're going to do the show.
My family's been here since 1985, and it was just bizarre to me that we did not have our own fireworks display. We go out in the middle of the lake and watch everybody else's, but here we have this, spectacular lake, as you can see, and wonderful neighborhoods, that literally are 4 different cities around Cass Lake here, and we just felt that, someone had to take the bull by the horns and do something with it, and if it's, not us, who? As a matter of fact, over the course of the past 3 years, we've actually doubled the size of the fireworks, and I would say that tomorrow night it will be, if not the largest fireworks display in Oakland County, certainly one of the top 2 or 3 largest fireworks displays in Oakland County. Yeah, we have 2 barges that will be set up towards the middle of the lake here, and it's a pretty fabulous display of fireworks, especially for this part of the metropolitan area.
Last summer, like everything else, the fireworks were canceled, though not necessarily over social distancing concerns.
The company that does the fireworks show wasn't even sure that they were able to get enough fireworks to accommodate all the shows that they had. We didn't want to get into different dates and maybe it's on and maybe it's not situations, so we just canceled it. But there was a lot of disappointed people on the lake. They were really looking forward to it because of the pandemic and everything that was going on, but we're just unable to pull it off.
Now that conditions have improved, West Bloomfield is once again home to pomp and parade, bonfires, and illuminations, both on lakes and at country clubs. For residents, a sign of normalcy, a symbol of community, and a cause for celebration. As for the largest display in Oakland County, Naimi and Campanale are intent on keeping it that way, so long as local enthusiasm keeps up.
Interestingly, it's taken on a life of its own relatively quickly. The first year, it was funded for the most part by just a small group of people, mostly here on Erie Drive. You know, a few over on Dow Ridge, and then some people scattered around the lake. You know, it's starting to get to the point now where, you know, we have people that are asking about it, that want to send in donations. They want to have their own parties at their own homes, invite people over to enjoy the fireworks. So it's been a bit of a slog for 3 years, but we're starting to make some progress now.
After a year of inactivity, summer 2021 is going out with a bang. For The Splash, I'm Daniel Zivian.
To know more, you can visit civiccentertv.com/bigfireworkshows. We are going to take a quick break, and when we return, it is time to switch gears from Independence Day to diversity, inclusion, and equity.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
One of the things you can look for in your friends is a change in behavior. These can be big changes, they can be small changes in mood, physical appearance. They may be sleeping less or sleeping more, drinking more, or their eating patterns may be different. One big change that can be pretty obvious is change in motivation. Do they no longer want to play basketball? Do they no longer want to play video games? Now that we're spending more time online and in virtual settings, it's really important to pay attention to the language that your friend is using and the words they're using to communicate. So when we text our friends, are they taking longer amounts of time to respond? Are they not responding at all? You don't have to be an expert to try to recognize these signs. The second that you feel it in your gut and that you're concerned, that's the second to have the conversation and open the door to what might be going on.
Whatever gets you talking. And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Brooke Allen. West Bloomfield School District makes it a priority to educate students on diversity and inclusion. The district is proud to name new directors in diversity, equity, and inclusion. Reporter Ryan Younglove brings us the story.
The West Bloomfield School District has been looking to fill the position of Executive Director of Educational Equity and Inclusion. And at the June 21st West Bloomfield School Board meeting, it was made official that the person filling that role will be Sonia James, former principal of Orchard Lake Middle School and former principal of Chico Elementary School.
I started my journey here in West Bloomfield as a teacher, fifth grade teacher at Doherty Elementary. I left Doherty and I became the assistant principal at Orchard Lake Middle School. After 3 years of being the assistant principal, I later became the principal of Orchard Lake Middle School. And then in 2012, I became the principal here at Chico Elementary. Looking at, on a larger scale, the work that we've begun here in West Bloomfield with regards to diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging as well. Looking at our systems that we have in place, looking at the relationships that we build with families, the relationships that we build with community members, and looking at unintentional barriers that may be in place in our systems that may become gatekeepers for kids that are marginalized and may not have access to certain classes or coursework, or just looking at how do we do what we do better so that every student sees themselves in all that we do, and they have not just equal but equitable opportunities to progress and be successful. Part of my role is looking at our curriculum and looking at it through a lens of equity, diversity, and that inclusion piece to ensure that what we're doing is representative of all of our students. And it may be a unit of study, it may be a book that we're reading, it may be an activity that the teachers have kids involved in. It is to create a well-rounded, inclusive, very intentional curriculum so that we do see it from more than one perspective.
Along with the confirmation of Sonia James' newly appointed position, she had one final message for the West Bloomfield School Board and the community.
I'm excited, I'm ready, and yes, to the board, thank you for this position in terms of knowing the importance and the value behind the work that we will begin to do, will continue to do, and the new opportunities for us as a school community. So I just say thank you, thank you, thank you.
This has been Ryan Younglove, reporting for The Splash.
For more, you can visit civiccentertv.com/WBSD Diversity Directors. It is time to check in with the community on our weekly segment, Testing the Waters. Reporter Erica Jones checks in with our residents to see what made this 4th of July extra special.
Our nation gives us so much to celebrate every single day. And this year on 4th of July, we're celebrating independence and freedom like never before. What makes this year extra special for you to celebrate?
In addition to celebrating the freedom of the United States of America, the most awesomest country in the world, what made this 4th of July special was being able to start returning to some degree of normalcy.
Freedom to be with family and to celebrate and be out on the water.
I was just rereading some of the conversations of the Founding Fathers.
I went walking with my girlfriends and planted.
The beautiful weather, enjoying friends and family, swimming, biking.
And my son was in town from Wisconsin to celebrate with us.
We're still here and it's worth celebrating, and we have a lot of this craziness today, but we're going to make it.
We sure have learned a lot through COVID-19, and one of those things most definitely has to be that we can never take our freedom for granted. Reporting for The Splash, I'm Erica Jones.
We're going to take a short break, and when we return, I'll sit down with Randy Lagan and Nikki Ramey from Obsessed Luxury.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
I'll be seeing you in all of our favorite places with laughter and warm embraces all day through. The park where we play, the stoop across the way, that favorite cookie smell, and Big Bird's tree we love so well. I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you.
I love you too.
With free COVID-19 vaccines, sunnier days are ahead. Visit getvaccineanswers.org.
I'll be seeing you.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Brooke Allen. This week, I am joined by Randy Lagan and Nikki Ramey from Obsessed Luxury, a business that has gone from a Facebook site to a nationwide shop to find something for everyone. And thank you so much for being with us today. And, you know, it's so interesting because the one thing we've learned during the pandemic is that there were a lot of pivots done, right? And so you guys kind of started right before that, but you did start online. And tell me what this is even.
So we are a company that we are right now only online, but we are starting, we're actually launching our website this week. And we sell apparel and gifts, housewares, jewelry, totes and pouches. We just a whole array of things that people buy for themselves or buy for other people. I mean, we just have some really, really cute things.
So was business just booming during this pandemic as everyone was stuck at home?
Absolutely. People love to shop online, and
Yes.
especially after, you have a couple glasses of wine in the evening and you find you have like 6 more hours till you want to go to bed. Everybody hops online.
Right.
Or on Netflix.
Yes.
So, yeah. No.
And we found that the Facebook page kind of led us to learn and meet so many people across the country, which is so great. And then we were able to open that up to Zooms for people that don't live in state here in Michigan. They were able to host parties. So for us,
And do
that
shopping.
was
Right,
great.
Right.
You
Do
know.
shopping online.
So, we heard about the happy hours, right? That were always
Yes.
done online by Zoom, but you guys have actually opened it up to shopping on
Right.
Zoom with friends, right? So,
with
what a
friends
fun
or with
experience.
Right. And it wasn't even with friends. It was with people who didn't even know us, and they would invite their friends, and we would have a Zoom time, and they got to shop and they could see us live and actually see the things that we had.
And ask questions.
Right.
And,
Right. So, actually interact with you rather than just looking
Exactly.
and reading reviews on a website or something, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
So, you guys are actually able to be involved personally with the product and with the people.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep. And then they have contact with us after.
Okay, so tell me, you did mention that you are online only. Now you're starting to get out there. People can host parties with you in person, right?
That's right.
Okay, so tell me how that works.
So basically, people that are either former customers, new customers, are really excited about our merchandise and want to share it with people they know. We do recommend having about 25 people to host a live event at their home or wherever they would like to have the event. And then we bring everything, we set everything up for them, and then they actually get our merchandise. They make a certain percentage of what we make that night towards whatever they want. So it's a win-win for both of us, for all of us. So it's been very successful.
And because we have people all over the country, obviously we can't go do parties live at people's homes, so we continue to do the Zoom shopping parties as well.
So that's what's so interesting too, is that because of everything and how it's all played out, you guys are actually able to reach a customer base outside of Michigan and expand, right?
Outside of Michigan, the country, and actually we have a couple of customers out of the country. Yes.
Okay, so I see some bags behind you. I would love to see some of the
Yes.
products, so show me, please.
Sure. So we have a lot of really fun totes and pouches, which make amazing gifts as well.
And we actually developed these pouches ourselves.
Yes, we branded these and designed them.
Yeah, they're jute totes. They're
So
large.
cute.
They're great for so cute. So we have all the different brands on here.
Right.
You can order any kind of brand that you want. They're inspired.
Love it.
And we also have canvas bags that have all kinds of saying for the lake, for the pool, for travel. We have holiday ones, that come out seasonal.
Right, and it's so important. I mean, we're in the middle of summer, so everyone is looking, for that bag,
Absolutely.
right, to pack up and
Right.
take with them.
Right. Yeah. So we have bags. We have this blanket. We have a
lot
bunch
of
of
housewares.
blankets.
Oh,
A lot
nice.
of lake, actually we have blankets for the boat, for the pool, for the lake. We have all kinds of different housewares, like glass trays and lucite and posters and wine holders.
And then I see some jewelry behind you. Can you show me something?
So these are real, authentic buttons made into necklaces.
From mostly Chanel.
Yeah.
Okay, those are
We get them
beautiful.
off- Yes, we get them off of old clothing, and we have them converted. You can see where the button was. We have it removed, and we have them made into jewelry, necklaces, bracelets, earrings.
Those are pretty cool and
Yes.
very unique, right? So tell me,
Yes.
you two are actually partners, but you're also good friends, right?
Yes.
So tell me how that has worked out as far as the company goes.
So we met probably over 10 years ago. Our kids were at camp together, and we were friendly, but we weren't, close friends. And then we basically got together. I had an online business that I did prior to this, and Randy kind of came on board, and we just said, wow, we work really well together. We're just really compatible. We're having a lot of fun, and we just continued about 3 years we've been doing. This is our third business together. So, and we love it. And
we've been in this business for about 2.5 years.
Okay, very cool.
So, yeah.
So your stuff is so cool looking, so unique.
Thank you.
Tell me where people can find you, and so they can either book a party or Zoom or you can just order it individually yourself too, right?
So we're on Facebook and Instagram under Obsessed Luxury, and we're launching our website this week, obsessedluxury.com.
Okay, and that's where people can go to find more information and also book a
and
party.
they can message us, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Well, it has been a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
and,
so much
you know,
for having us.
it will be so fun to see how everything rolls out since everyone is getting back to normalcy, kind of, right?
Yes, we'd love to meet everybody. So,
All right.
yeah, absolutely call us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. We have been joined by Randy Lagan and Nikki Ramey from Obsessed Luxury. We're going to take one final break, and when we return, spotlight someone who educates and inspires our community to take care of the environment every day.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
One of the things you can look for in your friends is a change in behavior. These can be big changes, they can be small changes in mood, physical appearance. They may be sleeping less or sleeping more, drinking more, or their eating patterns may be different. One big change that can be pretty obvious is change in motivation. Do they no longer want to play basketball? Do they no longer want to play video games? Now that we're spending more time online and in virtual settings, it's really important to pay attention to the language that your friend is using and the words they're using to communicate. So when we text our friends, are they taking longer amounts of time to respond? Are they not responding at all? You don't have to be an expert to try to recognize these signs. The second that you feel it in your gut and that you're concerned, that's the second to have the conversation and open the door to what might be going on.
I'll be seeing you in all of our favorite places with laughter and warm embraces all day through. The park where we play, the stoop across the way, that favorite cookie smell and Big Bird's tree we love so well. I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you.
I love you too.
With free COVID-19 vaccines, sunnier days are ahead. Visit getvaccineanswers.org.
I'll be seeing you.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome to The Splash. I'm Brooke Allen. Now it is time for our final segment, Person of the Week. This is where we highlight special people in our community who are inspiring and providing toward others. This week's recipient is Sally Wenzel, environmental activist who strives to make our community a better place every day. Sally is a leader in environmental awareness throughout our community. She dedicated her time to the Children's Garden in Detroit and moved her efforts to the West Bloomfield Community Garden, where she loves to take her kids. Sally is determined to turn our community garden into more than just a place to grow crops, but a true community where families come together. She contributed to the Chaldean News as a freelance writer to continue teaching people how to stay green. And she led her West Bloomfield neighborhood in planting 4,000 square feet of shoreline on the water, which comes from all Michigan native plants. And she recently self-published a children's book called Let's Build a Rain Garden to continue community education, especially for young people. She intends to teach her neighbors to catch the rain before it hits the drain to keep our watersheds clean. And she wants to teach the community her concept of a freedom lawn, which is her way of keeping her lawn completely natural without any chemicals of fertilizers. Sally's efforts to inform and educate our community on environmental friendliness, as well as her hands-on contributions to keeping our natural resources green, are what makes her our Person of the Week. If you know someone who's making a positive difference, let us know. Message us on social media with any and all suggestions, because we want to congratulate and acknowledge those making a difference in our community. That's it for this week's show. You can watch new episodes anytime online in HD at civiccentertv.com, Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m., Civic Center TV on Comcast 15 and AT&T Channel 99. And of course, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Civic Center TV. You can also listen to me weekdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on WWJ News Radio 950 and on the Odyssey app. For all our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Kego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Brooke Allen.